tutorial by LearnFast Studios.
In this session, let us learn about how to implement the queue using Python. A queue is a linear data structure in which insertion will be performed at the rear end and then deletion will be performed from the front end. Insertion operation in the queue is called as an enqueue. This takes an element as an argument and checks whether there is a space for this element to be inserted in the queue or not by verifying the condition if the rear is less than maximum size or not. If the rear is less than the maximum size, then it will increment the rear pointer by 1 and then insert the element in the rear index. Otherwise, it will display queue useful. The dequeue is a function which will delete the element from the queue. Deletion is possible if and only if there are certain elements in the queue. In order to verify whether there are any elements present in the list, we will check for the condition whether the front is less than or equal to rear or not. If the front is less than or equal to rear, then that means there are certain number of elements. Delete, we will increment the front pointer by 1. The display is a function which will enable us to display the contents starting from the front to the rear. Before we display, you can also check for the condition whether the queue is empty or not. If the queue is empty, you will display it as an empty queue. Otherwise, you will start from the front pointer till the rear pointer. You will increment and then you will display the values of the queue. Now let us write down the driver code for this program. First of all, in order to work with the queue, we will define an object for this queue by stating the maximum size as in 5. That means we can at most allow the queue to have the 5 elements. To read the choice and accordingly to perform the operations. First of all, to read the choice, we will use the choice variable and let us write down the display menu, what is to be displayed. That display menu contains what are all the available choices for us, starting with 1 for enqueue, 2 for dequeue, 3 for display, 4 for exit. Since we are implementing these 3 functions for the queue, we are limited only options up to 1 to 4. Now let us read the choice from the user based on the given options in the menu, and we will store that value in the integer format in choice. Now we are having 3 options. In order to branch between these 3 options, I am going to make use of the if statement. If the choice is equal to 1, then we need to read the element which we want to enqueue to the queue data structure. Once you read the element, you will pass that element as an argument. Hence, this queue.enqueue will take care of the inserting that element. If the choice equal to 2, then we dequeue an element from the queue and then store the result in elements. And we can display whatever the element that it is received as in delete, and then we can move on further. The last choice is to display what are the elements in the queue. If we want to exit from this loop, then we can enter the choice as 4. With that, we have completed implementation. Now let us check how we can execute this program and how is it working. First, it is asking for the choice. Let us give choice as 1 and check what is happening. Now it is asking me what is the element that I want to insert. I will insert the value as 25. Now this 25 element will be passed as an argument to the enqueue function and the element will be inserted in the queue. Now again let me try to insert one more element by giving the choice as 1. Now let me input the value 35. Again give the choice as 1. the NQ as 15. So likewise, we will keep on inserting until the queue is full. Let us still try to insert one more element even after the queue reaches the maximum size. Try to insert the value 75. Now let us check what is happening. It is displaying like queue is full, and then it is asking again for the choice. Now let us try to operate within DQ. Now let us verify how DQ will operate by giving the choice as 2. Once you give the choice as 2, whatever the first element, that will be removed, and then the 25 will be displayed. Now by checking with the choice as 3, now we can able to view what are all the elements which are present in the queue: 35, 15, 45, 55 and then 65. Now let us to exit from this program, let us give the choice as 4. I have successfully exited from the program. That's all for today. Thank you. Have a great day.